Minglawa, it is my great pleasure and honor to share the sustainable tourism development activities in Myanmar. Before I move to the presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tita A, Deputy Director for Tourism Promotion Department of Ministry of Hotels and Tourism, Myanmar. Now let's go back to my presentation. My presentation will cover three main points. I will introduce Myanmar in the first part of my presentation. The second part will cover the tourism policies and tourism products of Myanmar, and the third one is promotional activities of sustainable tourism development in Myanmar. Located strategically between China and India, Myanmar plays a significant role geographically, economically, and politically. Myanmar is the second largest country in the Southeast Asia, covering an area of over 676,000 square kilometers. Myanmar shares borders with Bangladesh and India in the west, China in the north, Laos and Thailand in the east, and the Andaman Sea and the Bay of Bengal in the south. The population is about over 55 million. That includes over 100 ethnic groups. As you all may aware, tourism is one of the largest and fastest growing industry in the world. It is increasingly important as source of income, employment, and wealth in many countries. However, its rapid expansion has also had detrimental environmental and socio-cultural impacts in many regions. Therefore, the Ministry of Hotels and Tourism has placed tourism in the government's agenda of sustainable and balanced development. Since we expected the long-term and sustainable tourism development, the ministry adopted a series of policy documents, including the Myanmar Tourism Master Plan, Responsible Tourism Policy, Policy on Community Involvement in Tourism in Myanmar, and Ecotourism Policy and Management Strategy for the Protected Areas. Besides, the ministry has also developed Myanmar Tourism Strategy Recovery Roadmap, MTSRR 2021-2025, incorporating a one-year detailed action plan to mitigate and respond to the impacts of the pandemic that have adversely affected Myanmar tourism sector. The MTSRR comprised of 18 strategies and 93 specific actions for achieving immediate, medium, and long-term goals for the revival of sustainable and inclusive tourism in the post-pandemic. Additionally, there is also a concrete plan for sustainable development at national level. To mediate between local development needs and global sustainable development agenda, the government of Myanmar launched Myanmar Sustainable Development Plan MSDP 2018-2030. The MSDP is structured with 3 pillars, 5 goals, 28 strategies, and 238 action plans. All are firmly aligned with the SDGs target, the 12 economic policy of the Union of Myanmar, and various regional commitments. Develop and protect creative and cultural heritage industries, such as culture and ecotourism and related high-value services industries, is one of the notions stated in the MSDP. Therefore, the set tourism policy of the ministry are aligned with the set goals of MSDP. Now, let me introduce the tourism products of Myanmar. Myanmar possesses abundant tourism resources in terms of cultural heritage, natural scenic beauty, historical and archaeological uniqueness, and hospitable people. That's why it can be said that Myanmar is emerging as authentic and unique tourist destination in Southeast Asia. Yangon, Bagan, Mandalay, and Inle Lake are recognized as 4 major tourist destinations of Myanmar. Besides that, Myanmar also possesses many potential secondary destinations for ecotourism, nature-based tourism, and adventure tourism. The marine and nature-based tourism in the coastal region of Nye Archipelagos and over 800 pristine islands located in the southern part of Myanmar is one of the unique destinations for divers and nature lovers. Tourism and related services in Myanmar started booming since 2011 and received 4.36 million arrivals with a tourism receipt of $2,818 million in 2019. When the pandemic broke out, Myanmar introduced travel restrictions and received only 0.9 million visitor arrivals in 2020, with 79% decrease compared to the year 2019. Likewise, The number of arrivals to Myanmar in 2021 was 0.13 million, with 86% decline compared to the year 2020. For the year 2024, we received 1.06 million visitor arrivals to Myanmar. The collapse of international travel impacted more than 1 million of women and men who were employed in the tourism and related sectors. Now let's move to the sustainable tourism development activities of Myanmar. Today, we all are now leading to the sustainability in every sector. Having said that, a precise consideration of developing tourism in sustainable and responsible manner will make the world economy more concrete and also less negative impact on natural, cultural, and socio-economies of local communities. According to the UN Tourism, sustainable development means tourism that takes full account of its current and future economics, social and environmental impacts, while addressing the needs of visitors, the industry, the environment, and host communities. Sustainable tourism should make optimal use of environmental resources that constitute a key element in tourism development, maintaining essential ecological processes and helping to conserve natural heritage and biodiversity. Respect the socio-cultural authenticity of host communities, conserve their built and living cultural heritage and traditional values, and contribute to intercultural understanding and tolerance. Ensure viable long-term economic operations, providing socio-economic benefits to all stakeholders that are fairly distributed, that include stable employment and income-generating opportunities and social services to the host communities. Sustainable tourism supports local communities and economies, conserve resources, promote responsible travel practices, encourage respect for local culture and traditions, and reduce environmental impacts. That's why the core principles of sustainable tourism are provide a quality experience for visitors, improve quality of life of host community, and protect quality of environment. Ensure continuity of natural resources based upon continuity of culture of the host community and require continuity of visitor interest, and balanced the needs and the interests of host, guest, and the environment. ASEAN recognized tourism as a key driver of economic growth, regional integration, and cultural exchange. Therefore, ASEAN developed tourism standards as guidance for responsible, competitive, and sustainable tourism development of its member states that include ASEAN Green Hotel Standard, ASEAN Clean Tourist City Standard, ASEAN Community-Based Tourism Standard, ASEAN Ecotourism Standard, ASEAN Sustainable Tourism Awards Guidelines, and so on. These standards and guidelines promote quality, sustainability, and regional cooperation. As a member of ASEAN, the Ministry of Hotels and Tourism adopt these standards and guidelines and organize awareness-raising seminars and workshops in major tourist destinations of Myanmar. In the Myanmar context, sustainable tourism is about balancing economic growth with environmental and social well-being. It is about minimizing negative impacts while maximizing benefits for local communities, the environment, and future tourism. This includes promoting eco-friendly practices, supporting local businesses, and respecting culture and traditions. We fully support the notion that our commitment to sustainable tourism includes to fulfill the current needs of the local community, their culture and traditions, ways of life, economic welfare, and their personal development, while preserving and conserving cultural and natural resources for the future generations. The new approach to sustainable tourism development in Myanmar is not just only to minimize the negative impact of tourism, but also provide greater opportunity to community participation and poverty reductions. That's why CPT is one of the new approach for sustainable tourism development in Myanmar. CPT enables travelers to experience the local culture while empowering the local communities to preserve the natural and cultural heritage in their areas. Therefore, the development of community-based tourism in rural areas brings significant benefits to the local community together with the development of rural areas. Myanmar introduced the concept of CPT in late 2014, initiated the pilot projects with 8 different villages in Kachin State, Magui Division, Mandalay Division, Gaya State, Kayin State, and Shan State in 2015, and operated and generated income in 2016. Majorities were the Westerners, and some from Asian countries visited to the CBD sites in Myanmar. Visitors to the CBD sites in Myanmar can explore the authentic culture, customs, and interact with local people. Despite the accessibility, infrastructure and facilities were limited at the time of initiating the CBD in Myanmar. Most of the pilot CBD projects received recognition awards from ASEAN and other international organizations. Currently, 16 CBD villages out of 47 have been operating across the country. Since Myanmar has concrete policies and commitment for sustainable tourism, we do tourism promotion activities focusing on highlight the country's unique culture and natural attractions and emphasizing responsible travel practices and community benefits. We use various online social media platforms to showcase Myanmar's beauty and promote sustainable travel practices, create informative websites and blogs with detailed information about destinations, activities, and sustainable tourism initiatives. Run targeted online campaigns to reach specific demographics. Participate in major international travel and tourism fairs to showcase Myanmar's unique offerings and attract potential visitors. And develop and distribute attractive promotional materials, including brochures, posters, and videos, highlighting the key selling points of Myanmar as a sustainable tourism destination. We also organize promotional events and workshops to educate travel agencies and tour operators about sustainable tourism in Myanmar. Collaborate with local communities to develop and manage tourism projects, ensuring that benefits are shared equitably. Provide training and education programs for local tourism workers, focusing on customer service, language skills, and sustainable tourism practices. Moreover, we promote eco-friendly travel practices such as minimizing carbon footprint and supporting local communities, highlight the importance of conservation efforts and protecting endangered species and natural habitats. These emphasize the benefit of sustainable tourism for local communities and the environment. To sum up, sustainable tourism in Myanmar is vital for protecting the country's natural and cultural heritage, supporting local communities, and ensuring the long-term viability of the tourism industry. By promoting responsible tourism practices and prioritizing sustainability, Myanmar can create a balance between economic growth, environmental protection, and cultural preservation. Thank you for your attention.